Teka, mayabang to. Parang ayoko sa kanya. Kahit magaling siya, hindi ko siya feel, hindi ko siya tatanggapin. Yung qualifications niya, hindi masyadong okay. I like the guy. He's cool. I hired him. Hinatak niya lang. As in, literal na, may kakilala ako. As in, ganun lang. May kakilala ako. Pwede siyang manager. Tapos, patingin ng resume. Ayun na. Ito, gusto ko to. Ganyan. O, sige. Pinag-refer ko ngayon yung pinaghahatak ko yung tropa ko. Ganito O, sige ganito. Tanggapin mo yan. Ito sa'yo. Bibigyan kita lang cut sa referral program. Pinagkaisahan nila yung direktor. Tapos, dinamay pa kami mga agents na, di ba narinig mo na minura ni ganito si ganyan? Problema ng lahat ng tao, lahat ng agents mo, problema mo lahat yun. Kung masyado ka magaling, there were times na ayaw din sa'yo. Kahit sobrang galing mo, masyado ka magaling, so it's much better na diyan ka na lang. They will pull you down. Sabi nga nila, club mentality. And that happened to me. Merong palakasan. Yung mga napopromote doon, kahit ma-meet mo lahat ng qualification, pag hindi ka gusto ng management, wala silang pakialam kung gaano ka kagaling. Kung hindi ka nila gusto, hindi ka nila gusto. So, nagkaroon lang ng designation na, ikaw, hindi nagkaroon ng opening, pero may na-promote. Na-cancel yung application ko. Parang napag-initan ako. Because I said the word, chill. Di ko alam kung mayabang ako, nayayabangan sila, or both. Tuwing papasok ako sa office, makikita ko yung mukha niya, nasusulasok ako. Kino-question niya ako lagi, ba't si ganito, ganyan? May gawin ka ngayon, bukas kalat na, napag-usapan na ng lahat, pwedeng mali-mali pa yung kwento. Sumabog ako, dinamay ko na lahat. To the point na pwede ka nilang hatakin ng ganun-ganun lang. Just because kinalaban mo sila. He was just cheerful and he makes everyone laugh. He was promoted as a supervisor. Hindi lang naman niya sa BPO nangyayari, hindi lang naman niya sa BPO nangyayari. Alam ko,
ang paghahanap ng aming mga guest at pagbabahagi ng kanilang kwento ay nangangailangan ng maraming oras. Pero sa tulong nyo, makakadiscover kami ng mga iba't iba pang mga istorya ng ordinaryong Pilipino. Para sa mas magandang community experience, pwede kayo makipag-usap at magtanong ng kahit ano sa aming mga naging guests at manatiling anonymous sa Discord. I-click nyo lamang ang join button para maging isang exclusive member. Maraming salamat!
Yo, what's up sa inyo mga kabatang? De, joke lang, hindi ko page to. Yan, welcome ulit sa OTR. Guest na naman nila ako dito. Siyempre, usapang BPO na naman. Ako ulit si Miguel Franco Cruz. And ngayon, I will share some experiences, specifically, siguro in terms of politics or palakasan talaga sa setup ng BPO. And disclaimer lang, kasi yung huling video ko, lagi sinasabi, hindi lang naman yan sa BPO nangyayari, hindi lang naman yan sa BPO nangyayari. Alam ko, pero specifically nga, sa BPO ko siya gusto i-focus na nangyayari din siya sa BPO. Aware naman kami na hindi lang siya sa BPO nangyayari. But to let everyone know, kasi hindi naman lahat ng tao nakapag-work sa BPO, hindi naman lahat ng tao may idea anong meron sa loob, like what I was before. Wala akong idea kung anong meron doon. So, nung napunta ako doon, I experienced it and that's why I'm sharing it. And disclaimer lang din, lahat ng isi-share ko nangyari talaga. Kasi there were comments na nasabi nila na hindi daw totoo, na nagbasa lang daw sa Reddit, which is so funny. Kasi I have strong credentials. So, gusto ko lang din i-brought up yan kasi to show the integrity of my story. So, many people, I've met a lot of people in my days sa BPO. Kasi I've spent almost 18 years sa BPO. So siguro yung unang-unang experience ko na naramdaman ko na masasabi ko na merong palakasan sa BPO was way back, I would say 2008, 2009, around that time. Doon sa department namin. So pag may account ka, I would say department, it's easier to understand. Doon sa account or department namin, yung mga napo-promote doon, kasi mainly yan naman yung mga issue lagi, yung mga promotion. Kasi dyan mo mararamdaman talaga yung palakasan eh. So, even you are qualified, kahit ma-meet mo lahat ng qualifications, kahit sabihin mo magaling ka, mataas yung stats mo, your scores mo, kahit sabihin mo lagi kang pumapasok, kahit sabihin mo na okay, nararamdaman mo na okay yung performance mo talaga. Pero pag hindi ka gusto ng management, hindi ka gusto ng management. Ibig sabihin, wala silang pakialam kung gaano ka kagaling, wala silang pakialam kung anong alam mo, anong kaya mong gawin. Kung hindi ka nila gusto, hindi ka nila gusto. So, nung na-experience ko ito noong 2008, 2009, naramdaman ko na kaya ko nang ma-promote as escalation. So, sa department namin, may escalation na tinatawag. Nasa frontline ako. Ibig sabihin, lahat nung tawag na initial na tawag ng customer, ako yung sasagot. And then, susubukan ko tulungan yung customer, tatry ko mag-troubleshoot ng problema nila kasi technical yon. So, magta-troubleshoot kami ng problema. Now, if everything has been done and hindi pa rin nare-resolve yung issue, we have to transfer. No, kailangan namin i-transfer sa higher level because kami, sa frontline, we are following specific troubleshooting steps. Merong kaming knowledge base na kailangan namin sundin. Ito muna yung step 1, step 2, step 3. And then, kapag hindi na namin kayang i-resolve, ita-transfer na namin siya sa escalation because they have more flexibility or they have more options kaysa dun sa sinusundan lang namin. And they can do freestyle basically. So, that was way back, no? Kasi ganun ang mga call centers before BPO. Ngayon, I felt na nandun na ako sa part na kaya ko na maging escalations and my stats were good. And although from time to time, may mga issues, kasi minsan meron ka hindi na meet na metrics or scores, but I always make sure na I work on it. So, hindi nagkaroon ng opening ever, pero ang nangyari is parang nagkaroon lang ng designation na, or appointment, I would say. Parang pwede kang, hindi nagkaroon ng opening, pero may na-promote. Yun yung masasabi ko pala. So even I felt that I was really qualified for the job. However, hindi sila nagkaroon ng opening and they just chose the people they want to work with doon sa team na yun, sa escalation. Then nag-appoint na sila ng tao. So, I would say palakasan yun kasi even as a qualified person, hindi ko man lang nag-grab yung chance or hindi man lang ako nagkaroon ng chance na, alam mo yun, to show what I can really do and, help the company grow, whatever, mga ganung bagay. Kasi kaya ko naman kaso hindi ako nabigyan ng chance. Now, with the same company, after a year or so, na-transfer ako sa ibang department, which nag-volunteer naman ako. It's a fresh account, pioneer ako. Sa BPO kasi, or I think in any other industry, kapag nauna ka kasi, di ba, there's a much higher chance of getting or, growing in that department. Kasi, kung mauna ka, mas alam mo lahat, mas mauna mong maintindihan yung mga pasikot-sikot, alam mo yung nangyayari, how the company or the department grew from the ground up. So, pumayag ako. Ngayon, after 6 months, they have decided to have a promotion from an agent to an SME. So, SME is a subject matter expert. Ang ginagawa ng SME sa BPO is that hindi sila yung frontliners. Sila yung subject matter expert sila. So, parang mas alam nila if in any case na hindi na masagot ng frontliner or ng agent yung questions, then they are there to rescue. Sila yung mag-check kung ano yung mga possible steps to take, ano yung pwedeng gawin. Sometimes, they act as a supervisor. Pwede rin silang mag-take ng soup call or pag nag-demand si customer ng higher representative other than you. Kasi they think that it will be easier to resolve, which is, in some cases, totoo naman. So, yun yung trabaho ng SME. Nung nagkaroon ng opening ng SME, I felt that parang medyo napag-initan ako ng konti. Now, I know the story will sound like that, no? Moving on. And pwede ko rin sabihin siguro, bata pa kasi ako nun So, siguro medyo ma-attitude talaga ako. Kumbaga nga, maparas ako, mainit ako, straightforward ako masyado, which I would admit naman. Pero that time kasi, I know my capabilities. I know my skill sets. Alam ko masyado akong alam kong kaya ko and knowledgeable ako Kasi as someone na wala namang naging ibang career or professional career aside from working in a BPO setup, syempre doon ako nag-focus. Kumbaga, if I go outside BPO, wala na akong ibang career na pwedeng pasukin, at least to my knowledge, no? I haven't tried and I cannot afford to try. So, kumbaga, gusto ko lang sabihin bago ituloy yung kwento na it will always sound na parang parang iyabang ko, kaya ko gawin. Because I know I can. Anyway, going back, napag-initan ako kasi I was qualified for the promotion this time. Qualified pa rin naman ako. And I know how to do the job. And then, nagkaroon ng formal opening. So, this time around, it's a good thing kasi nagkaroon ng official opening. They asked for people who wants to apply for the position. And I got the chance. And people believed in me. No? Siyempre, yung mga kasama mo, marinig mo naman sa kanila sasabihin na, kaya mo yan, ganyan. And you know yourself naman na, parang I know myself na I can. So I did. Nag-apply ako. However, na-cancel yung application ko. And this is for a very, very lame reason. Very shallow reason. And like what I said, parang napag-initan ako. So meron kaming chat. So, a group chat. This is an official group chat. Hindi siya yung group chat sa Messenger na nagsisiraan kayo, no? It's not like that. It's a professional group chat, I would say. Wala pang Slack nun eh. Ganun nakatanda. Wala pa Slack nun. Hindi pa uso yung mga actual na GC talaga. And then, or baka may Slack na, hindi ko lang alam. Anyway, yung group chat namin sa work, it was a group chat for our department and then with our clients, no? With our clients. When we say clients, yung mga boss namin talaga. And there were higher level representatives. May mga escalation kami, pero nasa ibang bansa sila this time. Okay, so ang difference lang nung dinidiscuss ko kanina is that, so we have agents or frontliners, may SMEs nag-floor walk. Sila yung nag-roam around the floor to help, agents answer the questions that they cannot answer anymore. And then, yung escalations, unlike dun sa isang department na nasabi ko, yung escalations namin nasa ibang bansa naman. So yun, we have the group chat. And then, sobrang crazy nun. Basta parang nagkakaroon lang kami ng like small talks dun sa GC. Parang nagkukwentuhan lang. And then, I used the word chill. Yun lang. Chill. I just said chill. Actually, yun lang sinabi ko. C-H-I-L-L. I was tagged as red flag. Kasi I should not use that word daw, chill. Explanation sa akin nung HR na yun, nung HR personnel na yun, was that chill daw kasi ginagamit natin siya sa Pilipinas. Dito, pag mag-chill, like iinom, mag-unwind, ganyan. And sa US daw, parang iba daw kasi ibig sabihin ng chill na parang, oy, teka, mainit yung ulo mo. Huwag masyado mainit yung ulo mo. And basically, it's the same thing, no? So, hindi ko mag-gets anong nangyari. So, I was tagged red flag and they canceled my application. Kasi nagkaroon daw ako ng red flag and it's because I said the word chill. And that was crazy. Imagine, I was in that industry for ilang years na rin back then, 3 or 4. And sabi ko nga, as someone who believes that that is the only industry I can grow with, biglang gumuho yung pangarap ko na ma-promote just because I said the word chill. So, sobrang babaw. But, I think the management doesn't really like me kasi nga mayabang ako and straightforward, outgoing, magaling ako eh. So, syempre, doon ako sa... Well, siguro ganun talaga. Di ko alam kung mayabang ako, nayayabangan sila, or both. Pero syempre, I was just leaving... Or I was just, I was just being myself. Diba? Wala naman din ako tinatapakan tao that time. Sinasabi ko lang, I know what to do. If you need help, I can do it. And I can say naman, and, numbers don't lie. I have the numbers. Anyway, that was, one of the experiences na na-feel ko. So, I have to emphasize, I always feel na pinagkakaisahan ako. Or I feel like, they don't like me. And again, I understand. And I'm emphasizing this kasi it's a part of the story later on. So after that few years, medyo fast forward na tayo, lumipat na ako na ibang company, no? And there was this company, hindi ko makakalimutan, sobrang memorable nito sa aking company na to, which is hindi ko na lang papangalanan. Pero sa siya, sa Chino Roses. Alam niyo na. Okay. So, as usual, career hungry, gusto ma-promote, gusto may papatunayan. Bata, as in 20s plus. Yan, para mag-gets na ng viewers, baka sabihin naman kasi, syempre bata ako noon di ba? And gusto ko may mapatunayan sa buhay ko na kahit hindi ako nakapagtapos sa pag-aaral, kaya ako mag-grow dito sa BPO. Para na mag-gets nyo kung bakit gano'n na gano'n. Para mag-gets nyo lang ba't ako gano'n kasi baka mabash na naman tayo. So, nagkaroon ng chance na for promotion again. Now, this time, SME pa rin. Kasi most companies way back, you cannot jump as a supervisor right away. You have to go 2 steps. No? Parang kailangan agent ka muna, SME, or escalation, and then supervisor or team lead. So, syempre, gusto ko maging team lead, pero I have to become an SME first. Kailangan muna may patunayan. Now, in that company, I was widely recognized. Everyone knows. You know, may rankings naman eh. And I was part of the ranking. I was always part of what we call, may survey kasi. And sometimes, doon kasi doon din papatak yung metro ng pagiging magaling mo eh. If you're getting good service. And always part of it. In fact, first 3 weeks ko pangalan doon, I was already on the billboard. Kasi may mga board doon, lalagay nila para, syempre, ganahan kayo magtrabaho, sino yung mga nasa top. I was always part of it. Ngayon, I've proven enough. I've spent much time being an agent, and alam ko na rin naman yung product. I know how it goes, the ins and outs. Wala naman kasing SME noon sa amin, but they started opening the SME role. However, dito na naman papangit kasi most of the applications, walang application. It's just appointment. Diba? So ngayon, papasok na naman yung sinasabi ko, it doesn't matter kahit sobrang galing ko, it doesn't matter kahit alam ko yung gagawin ko, mas alam ko kaysa sa mga kasama ko. Because what will matter is that, do the management like me? Hindi eh. Yun yung problema. Kasi as usual, I'm always the villain. I'm always that person na ayaw namin dyan kasi mayabang. Ayaw namin dyan kasi masyadong magaling. Actually, in fact, kung masyado kang magaling, there were times na ayaw din sa'yo. Kahit sobrang galing mo. Can you imagine? You can do the job and with no questions asked. Di ba? Kung integrity na yung pag-uusapan, you know you can do it more than what others can do. But they will still not choose you. Bakit? Kasi I feel like sometimes matatapakan mo sila. They feel like iisipin nila na masyado kang magaling, so it's much better na diyan ka na lang. Kasi hindi na alam ko sa sarili ko. Bawa si management, hindi naman masyado magaling. Ito masyado magaling. Wag na yan. So, ganun. Ngayon, nagkaroon ako ng konting realizations. Nagkaroon ako ng konting, siguro, maturity, no? Siyempre, medyo nagkaroon ako ng edad. 20 plus pa rin naman. 20 plus pa rin. There were always people naman who believed in me. It's just that, sabihin na natin na it's not enough sa part nila na in a sense na they don't have the key for the decision making if I can make it, you know, I can make the cut for the position. However, there were some people who I was happy that, you know, they believe in me and they gave it a shot. I was appointed. Imagine, na-appoint na ako as an SME. They started believing na, teka, mukhang kaya niya to. So, you know, I started working on the job. And from there, syempre, sobrang achievement nun sa akin eh. After, I don't know, maybe 7, 8 years, di ba? Na-promote din naman ako sa posisyon na at least gusto ko. Kasi I was built for that. Feeling ko ganun eh, no? Na maging SME, na sumagot ng mga tanong. Kasi nga, masyado akong magaling. Masyado akong alam eh. Masyado akong inalam. Masyado akong pinag-aralan. Kasi nga, that's my bread and butter. So, after that, okay naman. Ngayon, syempre, along the way, as you start to, you know, move up, di ba, may mga tao na ayaw talaga sa'yo. And they will start, you know, they will pull you down. Sabi nga nila, club mentality. And that happened to me. There was this manager na we were really close before. Sobrang close sa amin before. And when this manager got promoted, everyone realized na medyo nagbago yung ugali niya. Parang lumaki yung ulo, then naging masungit, then parang kinakalaban lahat. And then, parang evil nung dating eh. Kasi dumating sa point na parang tuwing papasok ako sa office, makikita ko yung mukha niya, nasusulasok ako. So, I would admit na naapektuhan talaga yung mental health ko dito, back then. Kasi, kinu-question niya ako lagi eh. O, ba't si ganito, ganyan? Ba't si ganito, ganyan ginagawa niya? Ang problema, I know I was doing my job. Siguro may mga konting pagkukulang. That happens. You know, I'm just human. When I say pagkukulang is sometimes siguro medyo, as an SME, medyo napapasarap yung upo ko. But, you know, helping minsan kasi there are people that needs more focus in terms of, health. So, syempre, minsan focusan mo yun. So, hindi lang ako masyadong gala that there were times, I will admit. But, I was never abusive of whatever authority was given to me. I'm sure naman doon. Kumbaga, something I can attest to talaga. And then, it was used against me, And then, I'm also happy because there were people na was defending me. Tinutulungan ko si ganito, tinutulungan ko si ganyan. Kasi meron naman talaga. However, that person just doesn't really like me for whatever reason. After namin naging close, basta hindi niya na ako gusto. Ayaw sa akin eh. I felt na parang may mga galamay siya. Siyempre, manager siya eh. So meron siyang hawak ng mga supervisors or team leads. So parang feeling ko, actually, hindi feeling eh. Sure ako na pinagchichismisan ako eh. Kasi, alam mo naman sa BPO, grabe ang chismis. Again, hindi na naman sa BPO, pero grabe ang chismis sa BPO. Like, may gawin ka ngayon, bukas kalat na, napag-usapan na ng lahat, tapos pwedeng mali-mali pa yung kwento. So, I'm not saying na ganun yung nangyari sa akin, but I felt that everyone doesn't like me, especially yung mga close sa kanya.
Ano po yung theory niyo kung bakit ganun po yung biglang may sudden shift ng yung attitude towards you?
Good question, Well, hindi ko naman ibibigay lang lahat sa kanya, Kasi it's not just me who noticed na nagbago talaga yung ugali ng manager na sinasabi ko. But siguro partly, na ewan ko, siguro I was just really standing out. Not to sound narcissistic about the situation. Pero, if it's something that I think na, actually, there were two. So, I think I was standing out. But there were also a situation way back na the building itself, kasi yung building, ang nagmamay-ari nito was an ex-president, Ngayon, I did something, I was, graffiti artist kasi ako dati. Unfortunately, sa dami-dami ng art na gagawan ko, pati yung building namin nagawan ko. And I was caught kasi I was known as the person doing graffiti. So unfortunately, I was caught. I was suspended for a long period of time. And I costed the team a lot. I paid for it anyway. It costed them first, and I paid for it for repainting the whole wall. Tapos no one believed I will be able to get back from my suspension. Na everyone believes na tatanggalin na nila ako. Kasi mali yung ginawa ko. And I should admit, I was wrong. But again, I costed the team a lot. However, for whatever miraculous reason, I don't believe in miracles, pero it was miraculous kasi I was able to get back. The general manager of the company wanted me back. So yun. So I think, and during the HR hearing of that situation, gusto na akong patalsikin ng manager na sinasabi ko. Kasi that person felt that sobrang mali talaga ng ginawa ko. And I admit, sobrang mali nung ginawa. I should have not done that. Siguro, nandun na siya sa verge na feeling niya dapat natanggal na ako, tapos hindi pa ako natanggal. So parang, siguro isip niya, tanggal na to dapat tapos andito pa to. So parang ganun yung nangyari. So that's one. Then another thing is that siguro yun niya, probably lumaki rin yung ulo niya and all. Pero again, I'm not saying it's all on that person.
Tingin niyo po ba parang nase-threaten po siya sa presence po ninyo? Kasi na-mention niyo po na nag-i-stand out po kayo, diba?
Should not be kasi not that person specifically, but I would say yung mga taong under that person. Kasi ang ka-level ko, yung mga hawak niya, hindi naman siya. So, no matter gaano ako kagaling, wala naman siyang mararamdaman doon. Kasi magkaiba kami level Nasa managerial siya Ako, support staff lang ako. So, probably, yung mga support niya na na-overshine ko, kasi sobrang yabang ko. Kasi alam ko sobrang galing ko doon sa account na yun. So, ewan ko, basta, ganun yung nafe-feel ko. Kasi dumating, tsaka lagi kasi ako nagyayabang. Lagi ako naghahamon. So yun pa siguro, one of the things that probably the reason bakit ganun sila is lagi ako naghahamon. Lagi ko sinasabi na lahat ng, kasi may mga shifts morning shift, mid shift, tapos closers. So lagi kong hamon is that, sige nga kung totoong mga subject matter expert kayo, kung totoong magagaling kayo, lahat ng SME ipatawag nyo mula sa opening, sa mid shift, tsaka sa closing shift. Doon tayo sa isang kwarto, nakapiling ako, patay yung ilaw. Banggitin niya sa akin kahit isang bagay na hindi ko kaya sagutin. At vice versa, magbabanggit ako ng bagay na dapat alam nyo. Kumbaga, paramihan kami ng alam. And then, ganoon lagi hamon ko eh. Kasi I'm that confident. I know what I can do. So, nandun lang ako sa peak na yun na talagang, matawag doon? Prime ko talaga yun eh. Prime ko yun eh. It comes to, to knowledge eh. Doon sa department namin. But anyway, yun nga. Lagi ako naghahamon, mas magaling ako. Lagi ko sinasabi, sige nga, kung mas magaling ka. I always wanted to be the best, stay the best, na in terms of knowledge, gusto ko wala makatalo sa akin. And I always, wanted to challenge anyone who's going to be against me. So siguro, I think pangit na ugali din yun, di ba? Parang ano pa bang kailangan patunayan? But laging kailangan ko may patunayan. So maybe that's the reason why people hated me. But at the same time, if you think of the other side, it's not really bad. Kasi I'm just a person who wants to be good, great at what I do. And wala naman masama doon. I mean, gusto ko lang naman din na that person na takbuhan pag kailangan nila ng tulong sa trabaho nila and all. Siguro, that was the softer side na hindi ko lang mailabas. Kumbaga, mas lumalabas yung rough side ko instead of that. So, yun. And again, I was young and career hungry. So, I want to stay on the top. After that, dahil nga sa sunod-sunod na mga masasamang gano'n niya and mayabang siya, mayabang ako, sumabog ako and I would admit it was really an emotional outburst. And I was wrong. Ayan, sasabihin ko na mali ako. What I did back then is that I posted a very lengthy Facebook post. Alam niyo yung mga nakikita nyo ngayon na nagkukwento, long story, ganyan-ganyan. The problem is that ako talaga yung mali. And hindi ko binaliktad. I was just being brutally honest of everything that I wanted to say. Pinagmumura ko, pinagpo-post ko yung buong pangalan, yung mga hindi na nga chismis yung mga facts about this person na under niya, mga galamay niya, dinamay ko na lahat, dinamay-damay na. And I was so wrong. So, pinost ko, ganyan, si ganito, si ganyan, blah, 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 si ganito, si ganyan, ganyan, ganyan. Ito, kaya lang na-promote, blah, blah, blah. I was that bad person. And I admit, what I did was wrong. Ngayon, ito rin yung verge na pa-approve na talaga yung cybercrime law. Back then, wala pa cybercrime sa kalagitnaan nung situation na itong bad situation na to. Doon siya talaga na ipasa sa Senado kasi doon na siya talagang na-approve for na na magte-take effect na siya. And shit, I was really I went crazy back then, no? Kasi kakapanganak lang nung panganay ko that time and I really felt that those people, if they collate yung reklamo nila sa akin, pupunta sila NBI and they will file for cybercrime law, I will be absolutely go to jail. Go back to jail. Talaga makukulong talaga ako. And that was, as in, bumabaliktad yung sikmura ako everyday. Kakaisip doon sa pwede mangyari sa akin. Kasi, I deal with these people everyday na parang, ito, ayaw na to sa akin, ganyan. Ngayon, saan papasok yung palakasan? Sorry, haba ng storya. Papasok yung palakasan kasi I was demoted, no? From an SME, although it's not an official promotion talaga, but I was appointed to do that job, I was demoted. So Friday ko pinost, Saturday, I took down the post kasi I realized that was really bad. Pero hindi ko na mababawi. There were screenshots already, kumakalat na. And Sunday and then Monday, pumasok ako, agent na lang ulit ako. Now, I know I did bad things, pero, to the point na pwede ka nilang hatakin ng ganun-ganun lang. From being like a subject matter expert, going back just because kinalaban mo sila, just because pinagsalita mo sila na masama, and they cannot do anything about it. Hindi nila pwede ireklamo sa HR back then kasi hindi yun uso noon. Noon, kung anong nasa social media, it stays on social media. It cannot touch you doon sa workplace mo. But because they can do something about it, na pwede ka nalang i-demote, kumbaga, they will use all their aces. They will use all the cards that you can use para lang mabalikan ka. And that's what happened. I know I was wrong, but again, the fact that they can just simply, flick their fingers and ayoko na sa'yo, balik ka dito sa pagiging agent. And that's what happened.
Pwede niyo po ba kami mabigyan, kung okay lang po sa inyo, ng kahit isa, dalawang example po nung sinabi niyo po sa post?
Meron kasi doon, shoutout doon sa nanood ng atheist video ko, meron kasi doon isang supervisor na sobrang praise the Lord siya. Talagang, lagi niya sinasabi, mahal na mahal niya yung Diyos. Yung sobrang preacher type siya na tao. Tapos, kabit lang siya. So, yun. Sabi ko, praise the Lord ka ng praise the Lord, pero kabit ka lang naman. Yun yung una. Meron pang isa doon. Nothing against LGBT community. I love my gay friends. Pero meron kasing gay doon na, alam mo yun, that gay person, sobrang cheerful and sobrang funny niya talaga. Pero yung knowledge niya sa ginagawa sa work, it's not that enough. Well, at least for me, no? I mean, in comparison to what I know. Again, sorry kung it sounds mayabang. Kwento ko to eh. Ayun, feeling ko just because he was just cheerful and he makes everyone laugh and he was really okay, roaming around. He was promoted as a supervisor. Just because he's liked. Diba? So that's my point eh. If you're liked, even you don't qualify, you get the job. And even if you are qualified, but they don't like you, they don't get the job. So, yan. Ngayon, possibly, sasabihin niyo sa akin, anong validity ng kwento ko? Na parang, kasalanan mo naman, blah, 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 kasi mayabang ka, ganyan. Tama naman yun. Pero, at the same time, parang, how can I confirm my story na, na if they like you, you get the job. If they don't like you, you don't get the job. Because eventually, as years passes by, na-promote na ako. Finally. Siguro medyo nag-mature na ako. Medyo hindi na ako masyado mayabang. I just, proved myself by just doing the job. Hindi na ako masyado makuda. Because again, I was young. Pagbigyan niyo na ako, bata ako noon eh. So medyo nagkaroon na tayo ng konting maturity sa katawan. Nagkaanak na ako.
Quick question lang pa, nakalimutan. Nung na-demote po kayo, na pong naramdaman po yun?
Nung na-demote ako, sorry, hindi ko na-emphasize, no? Yun din yung sinabi ko, kaka-approve lang ng kasi nagtanong ko eh. Kaka-approve lang ng cybercrime law noon. So, yun, natatakot ako, baka makasuhan ako, kakalabas lang ng anak ko. So, baka makulong ako, tapos, hindi ko makita yung anak ko. Di ba? First child ko yun. Tapos, ang worry ko everyday, papasok is, makukulong ba ako? Magsasampa na ba sila ng kaso? This and that. So parang yung mental health ko talaga sobrang, ewan ko, close to depression. Nasusuka ako kahit walang dahilan. Nasusuka lang ako kakaisip. Hindi ako makatulog. Hindi ako interesado sa mga bagay na interesado ako dati. And I felt that, I was always apart from everyone. Na parang, I felt bad na parang gusto ko talaga ilayo yung sarili ko sa lahat ng tao. Kasi I didn't feel I was getting any help or support back then. Meron, pero if you're depressed, although I was not clinically diagnosed, but the symptoms are there. Sobrang dragging yourself to work every day. Literal na kailangan pumasok, kailangan ng trabaho, kailangan ng pera. Pero ayoko na talaga.
Tingin niyo po ba yung pag-demote po sa inyo is legal or fair po yung pag-demote po sa inyo?
Good question, no? Kasi yung promotion ko in the first place, it's not like legal din naman. Kumbaga, off the record. Off the record yung promotion. Appointment kasi siya. Wala kasi siyang official papers back then. Wala siyang official papers na you are promoted, but you get to do the job. Kumbaga, sa tingin ng tao, you are promoted. Sa tingin ko, even I was not really an official, it's an achievement eh. Because it's a different thing to what I was doing before versus to what I will do after that. And you will gain some sort of respect dun sa mga tao eh, na tutulungan mo. And yes, it's not like, again, legal, official, but everything na na-achieve ko, emotionally and the respect and all, I feel that it's Pero it was not illegal at the same time.
syempre, dinagdagan po yung responsibilities yung nag-iba po. No? Inano naman po ba yung salary nyo? Ganun.
Walang salary increase. Again, it's just like something na parang gugustuhin mo. It's for yourself eh. It's something that you want for yourself lang. And I think yan yung magandang pag-usapan sa BPO because what they do is that they put you on OJT, like on the job training, pero they don't, give you additional perks. They don't give you additional salary. It's a thing sa BPO na actually. It's been going for years na talaga. Kasi they will have someone like me who's really willing to do the job without costing more money. And mas pabor yun sa kumpanya. Although, it sounds like unfair, it is. But there are people who's willing to do it like myself because, again, it's a personal gain. I think BPOs should incentivize that in a sense or at least give additional pay or at least wag sila mag-OJT. If they want people to do extra job, extra tasks, then, they should pay for it. But again, I don't think it only happens in BPO, kahit saan naman yan. But, sobrang talamak sa BPO. Fast forward, so to give validity sa kwento ko, if you can do the job, if you're qualified but they don't like you, kasi ako na yung na-promote, ako na yung nando sa position na yan. So finally, after gaining a lot of experiences and at least being matured, ako na yung nando sa posisyon na ako naman yung magde-decide. Sinong gusto ko at hindi. So, hindi ko siya nakwento kasi yung kanina, kasi medyo ibang part to. Pero, umpisan ko yung sa recruitment. So, pag naging team leader, there are chances that you will conduct final interviews. Kumbaga, dumana sa HR interview, dumana sa initial, HR interview, initial interview, probably 2 interviews, then ikaw yung final. Then, I was appointed to do final interviews, So, there were people, based on their resume, based on their answers during the interview, based on their experiences and qualifications, I think they qualify. However, there are people na naramdaman ko na, teka, parang masyadong mayabang to, parang mas mayabang pa to sa akin minsan Parang ayoko sa kanya. Parang hindi ko lang siya feel. Kasi, hindi ko siya feel eh. Kahit magaling siya, hindi ko siya feel, hindi ko siya tatanggapin. Meron namang mga tao na, there was this person na hindi ko makakalimutan na, hindi siya mayabang eh, pero overconfident siya. So, siguro there's a difference naman, di ba? Parang the way he sat on the chair, the way na yung positioning niya during the interview, he was just confident. And, he was just feeling himself. Hindi naman mayabang yung masagot niya. Although yung gestures niya parang medyo mayabang. But I felt that he's just confident. He knows what to do. He knows how to do. And I know he can do the job. So, yung qualifications niya hindi masyadong okay. Kasi he spent 6 months in this company, 10 months dun sa isang company. So parang this guy is just looking for o parang medyo may pagka-hopper yung dating niya. Parang from one company to another, looking for better offers. That's not bad, but again, what I'm saying is that sobrang iksi ng panahon, 6 months, 10 months, tas lipat na naman. But again, I like the guy. He's cool. Feeling ko magkakasundo kami. To date, we're still friends. But again, he doesn't meet the usual qualifications kasi at least 3 years of experience of specific whatever ever back then, I hired him. Because I like the guy. He's cool. He's okay. So, yun. Yun yung isang validity na masasabi ko, o point of validity na masasabi ko na, again, even hindi sila qualified, but the management likes you, then, you get the job. Now, hindi ko naman to ginagawa kasi parang gumaganti ako, sa mga nangyari sa akin in the past. But, it gives more clarity to what was happening to me before. And, hindi ko na nga rin halos naisip yun na parang ganito pa rin nangyayari sa akin dati. Kumbaga, I just realized it as time passes by, kapag naaalala ko yung experiences ko, and then, pag naisip ko na ganun pa rin nangyari, I turned out to be the villain myself kung ano yung nangyayari. Yun. And, unfortunately, I would say, kasi nandun ka na sa position na yun You are the one who gets to decide this time, Halimbawa, may mga newbies No, kasi usually sa BPO, you get regularized after 6 months. There was a time naman na I have an agent. This person or this agent was not really good. The person was just average, no. Medyo nahirapan siya mag-keep up with the stats, the numbers. Now, this is me being professional naman, no. Hindi naman laging ganon. Kumbaga, if you're asking for 80, that person was getting 78, 79. So, just really close to the asking numbers. And it has been ongoing. I also made sure I did my job. Nag-coaching kami. Then, tinutukan ko siya. I made sure na this person was attending meetings na will help that person improve yung knowledge niya sa product and all, how to improve other numbers. So, I did all that. Now, even after doing everything I can, and hindi ko pa rin masalba yung tao na to, even 78, 79, close to 80, which is the asking number again, I decided not to regularize that person because I felt that I was doing my job. And it felt better, no? Although, it felt better in a sense na I was doing the right thing. Kumbaga, I was doing the right thing, what I was asked for. Of course, it did not feel good that nawala ng trabaho yung tao dahil sa akin. But at the same time, it made me feel good that parang this time around, I'm doing the right thing. You know, that's the right thing eh. And I'm sure I did not do the person wrong. I was able to explain that to that person na this is what we did, this is where you at. Unfortunately, hindi talaga kaya eh. And I shared my experience, no. Nakailang kumpanya ako bago ako na-promote. And sometimes, or way back, I was always told na minsan kasi hindi ka talaga dito mag-grow eh. Doon sa kumpanya na kung saan mo gusto mag-grow. Minsan makikita mo or yung worth mo or yung importance mo mas makikita sa ibang kumpanya. Pero just cheesy, no? Pero it's true. Because it took me a while to be in a company where they can see how much my worth is, lahat ng pagyayabang ko, lahat nung kaalaman ko, lahat ng experiences ko, it counts sa kanila. You know, I shared that to that person. Eventually, naging successful din naman siya sa ibang company. But, you know, it's not an excuse na para sabihin na pag hindi mo trip yung tao, tatanggalin mo na lang. Pag trip mo, tatanggapin mo. It's not an excuse na sasabihin mo na, uy, baka sa ibang kumpanya, okay ka. It's not. So,
noong time po na yun, kamusta naman po yung office politics po sa loob? May mga na-experience po ba kayo na parang, eto si ganito, na-threaten ako, or eto, nayayabangan na. May mga ganun po ba kayong...
Nung na-promote ako as team lead, medyo high level na rin kasi yung high level na rin yung mga chismis, yung high level na rin yung mga politics, no? Hindi na from agent level. Minsan kasi medyo hindi ka na matitibag ng mga agent level, ibang usapan na yun eh. So, siguro mga same level mo to the managers. There was this manager do sa company ko saan ako first na promote. That manager was not really qualified. Tropa lang siya ng manager na isa. Yung manager na tropa niya na nasa loob na, medyo mataas yung level of decision making niya kasi part siya ng pilot team, which is ako din, pilot din ako. So, ginawa niya, hinatak niya lang. As in, literal na, may kakilala ako. As in, ganoon lang. May kakilala ako, pwede siyang manager. Tapos, patingin ng resume, ayun na. That person was not even a manager doon sa previous company. Parang acting lang according to rumors. No? Pero actually, I believe that eh. I believe the rumor kasi makikita mo naman sa kung paano magtrabaho yung tao. So parang literal na hinatak lang. Ito, gusto ko to. Ganyan. O, sige. Meron pa, no? Ito, personal experience na naman. Grabe, ang sama ko na siguro nito. So, if maalala nyo, yung kumpanya kung saan ako na-promote and na-demote, may mga tropa ako doon, di ba? Ngayon, nagkaroon ng referral program doon sa company na kung saan ako na-promote and talagang official promotion to, by the way. I was officially a team lead. Talagang totoong promotion na siya. May increase na, nasa papel na, kasi kanina wala. So, nagkaroon ng referral program. Pinag-refer ko ngayon yung pinaghatak ko yung tropa ko. Pinagkata ko yung tropa ko, saan papasok yung palakasan? Siyempre, masyadong bias, masyadong halata pag ako yung nag-interview. Kaso tropa ko yung mag-interview eh. Tropa ko din yung iba mag-interview. Oh, ganito oh, si ganito, tanggapin mo yan. Ito sa'yo, bibigyan kita ng CATS referral program. Ganun yung nangyari. So, palakasan pa rin, di ba? Kasi tropa mo, pinsan ko yan, ganyan. It happens. So naging valid siya kasi unfortunately, minsan sa buhay ko is ginawa ko rin naman. Pero, yung mga nirefer ko naman, okay naman sila eh. Yung iba, pero yung iba, okay din naman. And pinagkakitaan ko rin naman talaga. Kumita rin naman sila doon. And hindi illegal yung ginawa namin, by the way. In-interview pa rin naman sila eh. Tinanggap nga. Back then, yung pinaka-threat namin is magpo-pull out na yung client eh. Yung hindi na itutuloy yung kontrata. Kasi hindi masyadong naging maganda yung performance ng team. Ng team as a whole, yung buong department. So, threatened yung lahat. Nagtanggal sila ng manager. Nagpalit sila ng manager. Kasi di pa rin effective. So, tanggal pa rin lahat. Meron pa ibang chismis doon. Pero yung chismis, alam ko kasi yung totoo. Pero chismis siya para sa iba. So, anong nangyari kasi, yung boss ko talaga, shoutout sa boss ko. Alam niya na yung kasi na siya. Ito kasi boss ko na to, aggressive and straightforward, parang ako. Kaya siguro magkasundo kami. Medyo may napagsabihan siyang ahente. Ngayon tong ahente, nag-escalate, nagreklamo sa boss. Sa mas mataas pa sa amin. Yung boss ko, na nasuspinde. Hindi indefinitely. Kumbaga, preventive suspension, no? Ang tawag doon. So, up until such time na ma-resolve na, walang specific days gano'ng katagal siya masususpinde. So, alam ko yung dahilan. Kaya siya nasuspinde kasi may nagreklamo sa kanyang ahente. Pero, ang chismis sa kabila, iba-iba, parang nag-resign na daw, or naghanap na ng ibang company, ganyan. So, parang, or na-hire na sa ibang company. Kasi, that time, confidential kung ano nangyari. Hindi nila alam. And everyone was not aware of what happened. Gusto ko na i-point out siguro na yung chismis talaga, if people don't know about it, pero may mga speculations sila, gagawa sila ng kwento just to make up with what they don't know. Which is, again, really bad. Again, di lang sa BPO yan. Meron pang isa doon. Grabe, ang daming na-suspend na manager doon. So, meron din kaming manager, senior manager namin yun. Nawala na lang din siya parang, no, actually, mali. Hindi pala namin siya senior director. That person was our director. Director namin siya. So, diba? So, team lead, manager, senior manager, then director. So, yung director ng department namin, medyo, kasi siya eh. Medyo masama yung ugali niya sa managers. Pero sa agents, mababait siya. Ngayon, ang problema, parang nagkasamaan ng loob parang pinersonal masyado ng mga managers. So, parang nagkudita kami noon. Parang nagkudita sila, tapos damay civilian. Kami mga agent pa lang ako, bago pa ako, hindi pa lang po-promote noon. Same company yun, kumbaga nag-agent muna kasi ako doon bago ako na-promote. So, nadamay civilian. So, parang, alam mo yun, ayun, pinagkaisahan nila yung director. Tapos, dinamay pa kami mga agents na, di ba narinig mo na minura ni ganito si ganyan? Tapos parang pinagawa pa kami na sworn statement, pinapirma pa kami. So, guys, ayun, katulad nun. Sorry, just another good example na hindi siya gusto. Pero sobrang quality. Director siya eh. May gali, director. Ang director sa BPO, umaabot niya ng 350K sahod, isang buwan, hanggang 500,000. Yes, guys, totoo yan. Alam ko yan. Sure ako dyan. Kakita na ako payslip niyan eh. Pero ang point ko is, if you are on that level, hindi ka pwedeng bobo eh. Hindi ka pwedeng, alam mo yun, hindi ka pwedeng, dahil trip ka lang na, medyo ibang level na kasi ito guys. No? Sa director level, talagang you will, as in, ikaw yung magdidirect kung paano yung magiging takbo ng kumpanya or ng department nyo. So, just because, kahit magaling siya, kahit director siya, dahil hindi naman sa gusto ng mga tao sa ilalim niya. Imagine ang nagpatalsik sa kanya managers, plus mga agents. Magaling siya, pero hindi siya gusto. Sibak siya. Pero, ako, honestly, nagsisisi ako kasi mabait sa akin yung tao eh. Pero, parang medyo, I was really persuaded really good by my managers back then that this person is not okay. Sa kanila naman hindi okay eh. Pero dinamay kami. So yun, ganoon talaga eh. Parang hindi pala kudita yun. Parang impeachment. Shoutout kay Sara Duterte.
Gaano po ka-stressful ang pagiging isang team lead? Paano nyo po i-handle yung mga...
Iba yung stress na pag-handle ng sarili mong trabaho as an agent, iba rin sa team lead. Kasi handling stress as a team lead, it's not about you anymore. It's about your team. It's about the people you are helping, no? Yung sa team mo. Super stressful kasi problema ng isa, problema mo. Problema ng isa, problema mo. Problema ng lahat ng tao, lahat ng agents mo, problema mo lahat yun. And paano mo dedepensahan yun sa management? Minsan kasi, so may mga situations ako na-encounter na hindi naman talaga valid yung excuses ng ahente. Bilang naging ahente ka rin, maintindihan mo, ba't ganun eh? Minsan, kailangan mo intindihin eh. As a team lead, hindi pwedeng always by the book. Ako hindi kasi ako ganun. Hindi ako by the book lagi. Unorthodox kasi yung style ko eh. Siyempre, isipin mo rin yung welfare ng agent mo eh. Bakit ganun yung nangyari? Siguro may sitwasyon sa bahay and hindi niya ma-resolve ngayon. Pero eventually, ma-resolve niya. So, kailangan mo siya i-guide paano mapunta doon. Ngayon, ang problema, minsan, unreasonable. Pero at the same time, minsan naman, hindi naman lagi unreasonable. Minsan lang naman ganun. And I was once that. I was that guy who was really immature. So I understand and I always believe na may potential naman yung tao. Ngayon, paano ko siya ngayon i-justify? Paano ko ngayon sasabihin sa management na ngayon lang yan, pero eventually magiging ganito. And sometimes, again, management don't believe that. Tanggalin na yan. So, yung stress papasok dun sa, yung problema nila, problema mo, yung problema ng management, problema mo, sa'yo lahat babagsak, and then how will you fix that? No? Kasi, hindi tugma minsan yung principles mo sa buhay, yung gusto mangyari ng management, tapos dun sa gusto mangyari ng ahente. So, it's like a three-way problem na ikaw lang magre-resolve. Plus, syempre, meron ka bang mga sarili mong trabaho. Hindi naman porket yung problema nila, sa'yo na lahat eh. May sarili ka rin problema. Di ba? May mga personal life problems ka, may mga work problems ka, may mga deadlines ka, you have to meet, you have meetings, and all. So, on a team lead level, stressful. It's not an easy job. Mental health-wise, exhausting sometimes. Kasi minsan, nagawa mo na lahat and it's still not working. And you have to be the role model pa rin. Ikaw pa rin yung kailangan na tumayo and makita ng mga tao na you're that person na they treat as their role model. So even sobrang sabi nga ng mga artista, the show must go on. So kahit anong klaseng problema yung humanap sa'yo, kailangan mo talaga siyang harapin as a team lead. Pero hindi naman lahat yan, may mga bumibigay talaga. Marami akong kilala na promote sila as team lead, but they decided to resign. They decided to resign and look for an agent position again. Gusto na lang magtrabaho as basic because they cannot do the workload. Hindi nila kaya. They feel that they were overwhelmed. The job is too much for them. Kasi being a team lead, kailangan talaga matibay din yung loob mo eh. It's not an easy job. It's not a job na parang appear ka lang, okay na. Hindi eh. It's not like that. So, some people, they cannot do it. They just choose not to do it. And they just still stay as an agent. I've known so many people na ganun yung ginawa. And these were people na I was looking up pa nga before. Na there was a company I worked with kasi na parang he was 18 years old. He got promoted as a team lead. Ako nung na-promote ako team lead, 26 na ako eh. So parang, alam mo yun, sobrang bata niya, but he was matured enough, he was okay. He was okay. Like people, siguro, management liked him kasi he's something else, he's nice and all, unlike me. Pero eventually, as years passes by, parang after 3 years, he got promoted. He just decided to work as an agent because he cannot work on the workload. So yun. Ito recently kasi nakwento ko lang sa girlfriend ko and I was really happy about it. Yung microwave namin sa bahay ngayon, up until now ginagamit ko. So, since, people start to like me siguro, no, as a team lead. Ito na yung mga later years as a team lead, no, after people start to feel na they owe you something. Yung team ko dati, they've gifted me a microwave. It's a small thing, pero, if I go back to that story, to that happening, na people starts to appreciate me of what I do and what I can do with their lives. Siguro, isa yun sa mga nakakatuwang pangyayari. And siguro lastly, to share, no, I had this agent na fresh grad siya. Wala talaga siya masyadong experience. But he was really obedient. Alam mo, ganito gawin mo. Ito yun. Pinapayo ako siya lagi. And whatever I tell him, he does it. Tapos na-promote siya. Tinulungan ko siya ma-promote. Ang nakakatawa pa doon is, alam niya to. Kasi sabi ko sa kanya, bading kasi, sorry again, wala akong galit sa LGBT. Bading kasi yung mag-i-interview sa kanya. So pinayuhan ko siya, magpasa siya ng resume, whole body. Nagpasa siya ng resume niya, picture niya, whole body. Yun, sinuwerte naman, na-promote. Tapos ngayon, sa ibang company siya nag-work. And yung sahod niya, halos times 2 na sa sinasahod ko. Magkano na yung sahod niya dati. So yung nung naging team lead ako, yung happiness is, yung achievements, hindi na tungkol sa akin eh. That's the biggest change. That's siguro the biggest or the highest level of maturity that I've learned. It's not about you anymore. It's about the people you guide, the people you help go to achieve their dreams naman, their career goals, and how you become a helping hand sa company, sa department, how they achieve the numbers, they want the numbers that will keep the contract or the money flowing. So yun siguro yung mga changes nung naging team lead ako. And yun yung kasi your question was ano yung mga nakakatuwang nangyari. Yun yung nakakatuwang nangyari para sa akin. So siguro message ko lang sa inyo kung medyo nakarelate kayo or hindi man kayo nakarelate, it's a mix of a lot of things. Yun, naniniwala ako na pag oras mo na, hindi yung sa mamatay, yung oras na ikaw na mismo yung mapupunta sa pedestal, na ikaw na mismo yung magdidikta o ikaw na mismo yung mapopromote. Kasi it's not just about knowledge, hindi lang kung magaling ka, hindi lang yan kung ano yung alam mo. It also comes in a sense of PR. May PR din kasi yan, di ba? Kung how you act publicly. It's important sa promotion, no? Sa pagiging team lead. If you are aiming to be a team lead, it's very important na hindi ka lang magaling. It's important that how you know and how you care with the people you work with. Maniwala kayo sa akin. Kala ko kasi dati, puro ito lang eh. Kailangan din ito. Hindi madali ang kahit anong trabaho. Medyo extrang mahirap lang sa BPO kasi usually panggabi. Puyat ka and all. So, tulad ng sinabi ko pa rin dati, hindi para sa lahat ang BPO. Pero kung matatag ka and kung katulad kita na hindi nakapagtapos and nakikita mo yung sarili mo sa career ng BPO, it's possible. Huwag ka maniwala doon sa sinasabi na wala ka mapapala sa BPO. Time has proven na meron. And, I'm an example of it. I've been here, 19 years? 18 years last year, 19 na ngayon. Still doing it. Pero marami na alternatives. Guys, may mga work from home na. So, check it as an option as well. Yon. And, super cheesy, super naririnig natin to everyday, super yung mga motivational shit na to. Pero, totoo yun. Kasi, hindi ka naman magiging successful kung hindi ka galing sa babae. Kasi, there's no way up, kundi pataas nga, di ba? So, you will fail multiple times before, if you persevere enough, then ma-achieve mo rin yung gusto mo. Tulad ko, gusto ko lang maging team lead dati. Ngayon, season team lead na ako. So, malay mo, ikaw na yung susunod.
May ibang mga kwento ba kayong gustong marinig? I-comment nyo lang yan sa comment section at huwag nyo na rin kakalimutan na i-like, share at mag-subscribe sa aming YouTube channel.